Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Madden 22 Colts franchise. I am Aaron. So I want to start saying there that you can see, obviously, there is face cam for this episode. Why I felt like turning it on, I really don't have any other reason than just the fact that I really wanted to open my window, so I figured that if I open my window, I might as well have the camera on. Oh, okay, I opened the curtain, I should say. The window itself is closed, but the curtain is open, which is how I'm getting the natural lighting. So, yeah. I want to start off by saying the Jags still 4-0. So I want to tell you, right, if they're still undefeated, no matter what happens in this franchise, right, you can't call it unrealistic if the Jaguars are 4-0. Right? That well, okay. You can't call my moves unrealistic if I'm trying to beat a team that seems to be unstoppable in my division. So you can see Jacob Eason's stats. I mean, he's on track for like 3,500 yards, about 24 touchdowns, and around 20 picks. He's not on track to do very well at all. But you got to remember, he's not going to be the starter for the entire year. Oh, right, he has the rating thing from or whatever it was, the press conference thing. I'm trying to clean something on my monitor real quick. Yeah, Carson Wentz will probably be our quarterback for, a solid year or two, unless he kind of stinks it up. I'll probably end up bringing in a quarterback in free agency just because. I am going to look at something real quick. I see his shoulder pads are like this, like you don't want to see that. So I want to see, like, what can I do? Dang it. What? This is probably the closest I could do to Carson Wentz's pads in real life. I mean, it only changes the jersey, but I feel like that's more accurate. So, also, if you ever hear this noise, well, it's not going to do it now. Oh, wow, I'm not going to do it. Great. Now that I wanted to show you what it is, won't do it. Well, it's kind of like a it almost sounds like a fart in a way, but what's really happening is I have a box underneath my desk here. That's a box full of old toys and stuff. I have to put it there because there's no room in my closet for it. Well, there is room in my closet for it. My mom just doesn't like the box being in my closet. But usually that noise is from me putting my foot up on the side of the box, kind of as like a footrest, which is surprisingly comfortable, if you believe that. But just wanted to point that out. And then there's also the squeaky chair. Again, it's not going to do it now that I want it to. But there, it did it a little bit. But we're up against the 4-0 Ravens. Now we actually have a roster spot to fill. We have 52 members on the roster, and I think that the most legit thing to do would be to pull someone off our practice squad. I don't want to just go to free agency and sign some high overall free agent and have that be the way out. Right, I'm going to pull someone off the practice squad. I want it to be, someone that would make sense to pull off the practice squad, though. Willie Harvey, let's see. 25 years old. Actually, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put some extra people on the practice squad. Who would that be, though? Tyler Hall looks pretty good. I'm not sure how much we need corners. Well, correction. I know that technically we do have a need for corner, but I don't know how much we, really need one in Madden terms. I'd like to maybe have like a running back on the practice squad. I guess I can't get one, which sucks. Alright, well then, what if I bring, let's do Kendall Hinton, the practice squad. I don't want it to be some, crazy player, like, Miles Boykin, who really probably shouldn't be there. And what about kickers? No, none. Okay, well, what about linebackers? Ty Summers really is kind of the only one that makes sense here. He's 25, really kind of on that age for the practice squad. But I guess I will go ahead and probably bring a running back in, or just someone to. Well, we don't need to replace Benny LeMay necessarily. He doesn't even hardly get in the game as it is. So maybe we could bring in someone like. Do we want to bring in a quarterback? We could bring Chad Kelly back. That might not be a bad move. Just bring him in as like the third string. Former Colt makes sense. Yeah, I think that probably is what makes the most sense. Or really, I probably could have brought in Jabal Sheard. How much money does he want? So what I want to know is how much money does Sheard want? If he's still here, of course. Jabal Sheard. I know he was here last week. Sheard, there he is. He wants $3.11 million. 3.15. I mean, he brings a little bit of like just solid pass rush, but he's old enough now that there's really no point in bringing him in. He's not going to progress in any area, so there's really not much of a reasoning to do so. At least as of now. I assume I already did scouting. Yeah, I did. So, the last thing I want to do is I want to adjust lineup, and I want to make sure that Kamoko Toure is in a spot where he can get playing time. Specialist. Let's see, I want Toure playing off that right edge. And I put the wrong person in. Ah! Hey, Ron, what are you doing, man? I'm used to him being a normal dev, and I put in another normal dev. There we go. So I want Toure coming off that edge. I think that's where he's most suited. Let's go ahead and head into the game. Another reason I want him on that edge is because he has some pretty good speed, which will be good to help contain Lamar. But you saw in the last episode we brought out our Color Rush uniforms. It wasn't our throwbacks. Our throwbacks will be used, but what teams do we have upcoming on our schedule? I want it to be a home game, and I want it to be a game that makes sense for us to wear them. Maybe against the 49ers. I mean, it's not a home game, but maybe against them. Just not sure. Let me actually fix my monitor real quick. The stand for my monitor is like pointing like out that way. So I'd rather have the monitor more like this, just so it feels more squared up. I got a drink, Dr. Pepper. Really probably shouldn't be drinking it, but kind of had a little bit of a headache, so I figured that I probably needed a little bit of caffeine. That's what I went with. We've got Brett Hundley. No, not Brett Hundley. No, what's his name? I know his name. Tyler Huntley, maybe? I know his name. I know it. It's Tyler something, I'm pretty sure. Because I've had him in another franchise. It was when I was in UFL, back when I was at. Tyler Huntley, there it is. See, I knew it. So I signed him, and he was like having an MVP season, and I got kicked for having a controversial opinion about a Chargers play call, I want to say it was. Where I said that they shouldn't have done something or another. I wasn't even really arguing from what I remember, and I got in trouble for it, which was hilarious. But, it is what it is now. Jonathan Taylor for 9 on the play. What does their home field advantage do? While winning, home team goal or gains bonus momentum on running plays. Huh. Jonathan Taylor, not Himes, who really could have been a lot more open right there, but instead gets tackled for a loss. I guess I just skipped over that. I don't think I was pressing the buttons. I should go with this. Mike Strawn gonna be open on the right side, and Strawn gonna pick up about 30, I want to say. Yeah, 30. I was thinking of what Carson Wentz's first pass was in. Why is this going... Where's my thing going nuts? Whatever, I'm not even going to pay attention to it. Throw it away. It's going to play it safe there. Nothing was open, no need to force anything. Nyheim Hines is actually going to get a carry here. You got to hope that Calais Campbell doesn't break through, which he doesn't, but Hines only going to pick up 3. We're really probably in field goal range right here, but I'm not going to, bet on the field goal. I'd much rather have, touchdown or a first down, I should say, as Mo is huge and he gets hit just barely for a drop. Slight amount of wind at his back, as that might be a miss. That's actually going to help. Pretty much straight down the middle, 3-0 for the Colts. It's so weird seeing Ellinger as 4. Because I see 4 and I think Adam Vinatieri. It's like having Adam Vinatieri holding kicks. That's what it feels like anyways. But we've got our man Hot Rod kicking 54-yard field goals, which people might argue, well, why does he have 94 kick power? Why'd you up his kick power? The man kicked a 70-yard field goal at practice the other day. Like, come on, man. That's not Xavier Rhodes. That's Kenny Moore breaking up the pass there, almost intercepted. You still have to pinch your D-line, I guess, to get QB contained, but that's cool. I just missed the tackle. Is Darius Leonard going to tackle him after a gain of 3? As we're going to send some heat on this play. As good deflection there by Reuben Foster, who I forgot to change the number of. A good stop there by the defense. We've got Davis and Davis containing for the punt. Well, correction, Sean Davis and Sean Davis. I'm pretty sure Sean Davis, S-E-A-N, Sean Davis, is number 29. I want to say it's 20. It's either 29 or 28. As Jonathan Taylor's going to get pretty much stuffed in the line there for no gain. Or for Hilton on a slant. So it was a good decision. His missed pass, but that wasn't Eason's fault. That was under pressure. A good blitz there by the Ravens. caught me off guard. So we might actually go with the kind of risky throw here if it gets semi-open. It doesn't, but we've actually got another risky throw over the top as Michael Pittman Jr. makes the reception off of the deflection. What a play right there. The ball really was perfectly placed for a Mo. I'm not sure why Mo can't catch these. He's like 6'5", I want to say 6'5", with huge. I mean, granted, in game he's not going to have huge arms, but I mean he's got to be able to at least make a better attempt at catching this. But you can see Marlon Humphreys is going to go try to help out, but the deflection happens and Humphrey doesn't have enough time to react. But it just falls straight to Michael Pittman Jr., which is so awesome that he actually catches that. Because in previous Maddens, he just would have either looked at it and not tried, or he would have just, I don't know, he would have dropped it. As Jonathan Taylor going to have a first down, a 12-yard rush on the play. See if a toss, there it is. A toss can work. We're actually going to motion Julian Davenport. No, I guess we're not. As the block set up perfect. Jonathan Taylor going to run a man over to get into the end zone. Infinite stamina, by the way, now. The extra point is up and the extra point is good. 10-0 now for the Colts. 2 drives and 2 scores. Not 2 touchdowns, but 2 scores. Kick is going to be away. As Blankenship boots this far enough back that they're not even going to bother returning it. Is, speaking of Kylan Granson running down the field, after seeing a couple of drops by our huge tight end, Mo Alley Cox, we're actually going to bring in somebody faster that hopefully can create the space there and that we won't have to deal with trying to throw it into the coverage for him to be able to make that play. As Lamar going to get tripped up, he probably has a first down and a whole lot more if he just takes off down that right side, but instead he decided not to. As J.K. Dobbins gets leveled by either Kamoko Toure or I think it might have actually been Xavier Rhodes, who himself had gotten leveled by most likely a blocker. As that is a great route there by Sammy Watkins, I think. Now, if it wasn't for Sammy Watkins getting signed to the Ravens, T.Y. Hilton might not have been a Colt. Which is pretty crazy to think. As big hit by Julian Blackmon. As you know, I don't think T.Y. Hilton would ever see this video, but T.Y. Hilton, you are in fact the GOAT. And that's just not debatable. You are indeed the GOAT for staying in Indianapolis. So every Colts fan loves T.Y. And if you don't love T.Y., well then, what are you doing, man? As tackle is going to be made by the group tackle between, I want to say, Reuben Foster and Kamoko Toure. He's going to check it down. Malik Jefferson going to get thrown off and going to get pushed out of bounds by Xavier Rhodes. So now we're going to go back to the handy-dandy Colts play call, which is the cover 2, or in this case a Tampa 2, that will be dropped back. Well, the corners will be dropped back. As they're going to air truck this cheesy CPU, man. If you don't know why air trucking is glitchy, well then you just don't play the game enough. Or if you just don't play the game at all, Basically, air trucking makes it to where it's very hard to get tackle animations. A lot of people do it with Derrick Henry on Ultimate Team, I've heard. And so it just makes him almost impossible to stop, because even when you do land a hit, he might just throw it off. A good stop there made by Reuben Foster. A gain of 1 by Gus Edwards. As we're just going to send the dogs again, man. As although we may have blitzed, and we were supposed to have a blitzer that went right into that gap. Or no, I guess we didn't. I guess that wasn't where the play was designed to go. It should have been, but it wasn't. Oh, dude, I hate that with a passion. Right? I hate that so much. Why does Darius Leonard get thrown off all the time by stiff arms, dude? He's gonna get hit as he throws. It's incomplete. It seems like it's specifically Darius Leonard. It's either Darius Leonard or on an interception return or something. As there's just no time to react to a play like that. So running back routes are kind of OP. I don't think many people realize it, but if you can utilize your... That's why I really don't do it too much, and I try not to on purpose. It's just not fun to me to just, oh, what's this? This play will get open every time? Well, let me do it. Hike the ball, throw it to my running back. Oh, look at that, 5 yards every time. Like that. If you play like that, why do you play the game? Like, honestly. Like, I understand it, like, if your scheme is based around throwing it short and stuff like that, but if you're specifically running routes that can't be guarded, just why? Like, I want to show you, right? Jonathan Taylor here. Oh, well, they had a man coverage. But if it was a zone coverage, no one's going to be playing that, and they get screwed over, right? I'm not going to try it again, but you know what I mean. Going to throw it over the middle as a missed throw there by Jacob Eason. As that leaves us with a 3rd and 14 at our own 17, as we're just going to block Jonathan Taylor, as we're going to move Kylan Granson out wide. And we're going to put him on a deep curl. Of course, they adjusted perfectly to it, as the coverage is just too good there by the Ravens. Is Jacob Eason going to miss the tackle? As that was just perfect defense. There's nothing else to really say about that. They had the curl covered perfectly. They had the other route coming across the middle covered perfectly. And they had the other route coming across the middle covered perfectly. I wasn't paying too much attention to the deep shot because that really wasn't where my eyes were. I was mainly looking over the middle, or I started looking at that curl route on the left side. As Isaiah Rodgers just, once again, not able to get anything going. As Jacob Eason continuing the trend, though, of not having very successful games. We're going to throw that high to Mike Strawn, making sure he's the only one in contention for that pass, assuming it wasn't overthrown. As we will not get this play off. Another thing I don't understand, if you're going to sim the time off the clock, make it to where we can just snap the ball as soon as we call the play. Don't have this whole walk-up thing where, oh, well, we'll sim the time from the huddle, but, we aren't going to have you ready to snap the ball. As Kylan Granson going to run someone over for a pickup of 8, as we're going to get right back up to the line. Michael Pittman Jr. going to be wide open. As we're going to no huddle it once again. No point in calling timeouts because we're not really trying to save time as much as we're really just trying to get more plays in, if that makes sense. As the blocks were kind of there, kind of weren't, and Justin Houston forgot he was on the Ravens, but in fact he is on the Ravens. Is Mike Strawn gonna probably have a slant right here? I'm just gonna throw this away because I believe Justin Houston was in pursuit. Just gonna block with Jonathan Taylor. So we're gonna have T.Y. Hilton on a slant, but we're actually gonna move him in a little bit. As T.Y. Hilton gonna make the reception on the left side. That was my read the entire way. Obviously, I would have looked away had he not been open, but this is what I was looking for from the beginning. As Mike Strawn probably gonna get a chance one-on-one with the safety, which he will. Mike Strawn just not gonna make an athletic play on the ball. As one man gets thrown off. T.Y. Hilton got thrown off. As it's just a poorly placed football that the wide receiver didn't even try to go for. And that's just kind of been the story of the season. As Mark Andrews is going to be tackled by Darius Leonard. As they might try one more play, as we're going to play this a little bit risky and blitz. We're going to bring Kenny Moore back. As he threw into coverage, but the ball was just so inaccurate that not even the DBs could get there. As I did not mean to do that, but it'll probably work just as good, or just as well. We're going to defend the short pass. As we are down 10-14. As once again, the Jags are going to win. As Trevor Lawrence may or may not have thrown his first interception of the season in that game. Who knows? I tried to click on to Darius Leonard, but it's probably for the better because he probably would have just gotten stiff-armed anyways if I tried to go for a big hit. As they're going to hand the ball off, and I'm not sure where the defense is. As I'm not sure where the tackle was. As J.K. Dobbins is going to get in for a touchdown. I mean, sometimes you just can't stop, right? And I mean, they just ran the ball, however many yards, and you know sometimes you can't help it, right? Like sometimes you should have the tackle, sometimes your defense should be there, and you know sometimes it just doesn't seem to matter. You know, like. It's just ridiculous sometimes. As Isaiah Rodgers is going to knee the ball here. As we're going to go probably back to the running game, actually. As Calais Campbell and I think Pernell McPhee. Did I get that name right? On the tackle? T.Y. Hilton over the middle, just a safe pass, pick up 3. Really, really missing Carson Wentz right now. We need the athleticism back in the offense. We need the accuracy back in the offense. As that was just horrible blocking there by the offensive line, but we're going to have to go for this probably. I feel like, although it might not be the most reasonable move. Let's see if we can draw them off sides here. Oh, we did, and I didn't realize that that's how that would work. Oh, I thought if they jumped offside, it would just be like a neutral zone infraction. I didn't know that they would jump like that and they'd have a chance to get back. We will go ahead and punt the ball here. We had our opportunity and I just wasn't ready. As good tackle made there by Nick Nelson, I want to say. So we're just going to start sending heat at him every play. It's kind of our only shot, the way this stuff has been going. As they're just going to air truck and break their way through the line, or through the defense, for a first down. I mean, again, it just sometimes you just know when you're not meant to win the game. And this is one of those times. It's like right there. Where's Kenny Moore going? Like right. I mean, sometimes you know you're not meant to win. You know, sometimes you're just not meant to. And, you know, that's how I feel right now. It's just like, I even went with the safe bet. I punted the ball. Clearly I shouldn't have, because it took them, 2 plays to score, both of which were broken runs. I mean, granted, I guess the Lamar Jackson run really made a little bit of sense, but as great job blocking him directly into our path. Really did us a huge favor there. Now we have the ball on the 14. As, of course, they're going to have someone drop right back into coverage, as that is the wrong button. As, of course, that's the catch you're going to make. You're not going to let that one go out of bounds. I was trying to throw it to Mo Alley Cox over the middle, I believe it was. It might have been Strawn. Whoever it was the wrong button, so it didn't matter either way. As Strawn, going to get open, breaks a tackle up to the 39-yard line. Strawn proving to be pretty decent. He's not been crazy good yet, but he also hasn't had enough time to develop. As we're going to send him a deep shot to T.Y. Hilton, as it's pass interference on the defense against Marcus Peters, number 24. As obviously we will accept this penalty. Not accepting it would be kind of dumb. As we're going to have Jonathan Taylor on a wheel route. As just nothing going to work there, as the defense broke through like it was nothing. Notice how their 2-man or their 6-man blitzes come through every time and mine don't. As Jonathan Taylor almost fights his way in for the touchdown, but not quite. As we're just going to give him another handoff here and hope that the O-line can block. If not, do we kick the field goal? I'm not sure. But Jonathan Taylor in for the touchdown, runs a man over, and just absolutely assaults Marcus Peters with the football. Marcus Peters. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 5 plays, 86 yards. Jonathan Taylor with his 6th touchdown on the season. As that kick was about as perfect as it can get. Zaire Franklin, who I actually think might have gotten released and realized of his big hit by Sean Davis. S-E-A-N, Sean Davis. I gotta make that clear every time, just so you know. As us missing us missing Bobby Okereke is really showing, is our linebackers just really not playing as well as they could be, as the Ravens are just tearing us apart with this formation. As, oh man, good pressure by the defense, a horrible throw by Lamar. Such a bad throw, in fact, that it was out of range for Kenny Moore even. As you really would think that my blitz would have gotten through there, but luckily they did not complete the pass either. They either didn't complete it in bounds, or they didn't pick up the first down, one or the other. as Isaiah Rodgers is going to fight up to the 20-yard line. It's just like that. It's now a close enough game to have a chance at us coming back. Eason going to take the snap and going to step up and throw it. Mo, Alley, Cox, and it's just a slightly overthrown, incomplete. We took the shot over the middle, or really more over the right side, and it was incomplete. Jonathan Taylor going to pick up a solid amount, as I will be back momentarily. Alright, I'm back. So, update on what happened. I didn't know my dad was going to be coming home. He came home because my mom's car is having issues, and so I guess he's going to take it to some auto dealership. But since I was home alone, I decided I would go ahead and make sure there was, no one that wasn't supposed to be here out there. And so, did that, and I'll go ahead and start playing again. But basically, had to kill a couple of spiders that were up in the corner of my room over there. And, I'm out of breath right now because great run there by Jonathan Taylor. Great blocking as well. But, yeah, I went outside because my dad asked me if I could take the dog outside too, because my dad had to leave pretty quick. And, so while I was out there, I went ahead and threw my football, which I actually have right here, as you can see. But look at that, 3 fingers. They call me Odell. But actually, for my size in real life, I'm like 6'8", and I'm like upwards of 400 pounds. Like, I'm not actually 400 pounds, but I'm like closer to 400 than I am 300. Is also Michael Pittman Jr. up to the 1-yard line. What a play by him. Also, who else to get the carry but Jonathan Taylor, who's been spectacular so far in this game. This would be his 3rd touchdown. As there it is. Jonathan Taylor just walks right through. But I might have to do a video proving my ability to catch the balls. I guess it wants us to go for 2. We'll go ahead and pass here. Let's try to catch him off guard with like a play action. Hopefully we don't get sacked. We're actually gonna have maybe Kylan Granson is no. He cut his route a little bit shorter to the inside than I thought he would. I'll go ahead and kick the ball off normally. But I'm actually really good at catching the ball in real life. You rarely will see me drop a pass. Now, granted, I don't ever catch from an actual quarterback. I catch passes from my dad. But I'm also... Okay, this is what's going to surprise you. I was never insanely good as an offensive lineman. Like, obviously, I was, like, good because of my size. There's a good tackle there by Grover Stewart. But I was good because of my size, obviously. And I could just throw people around. But my skills as an offensive lineman never were actually there. It was just my size, mostly. As you can see, our defense just getting absolutely crushed by J.K. Dobbins, I want to say it was. But, good tackle there by Kenny Moore. But I can catch really good. I can throw the ball pretty accurately. My arm isn't like insane or anything. But I'm relatively accurate as well. It'll be a penalty. I'm surprised TJ Carey couldn't get there for that interception, but it is an illegal forward pass, so I'll gladly take that. Now 3rd down and 13, as we're going to run the patented deep corner cover 2 here. And that's why you do it. That right there is exactly why you do it. When you're in a situation for it, if you've got your corners deep, there's less of a chance of them getting blocked. I'm pretty sure. Plus, this is just something that the Colts do in real life. As that kick is going to be relatively okay. Probably 20, 19, okay. We do get a chance on offense here. Great job by the defense in the second half. So far, anyways. But, let me get back to commentating the actual game and not talking about my skills. But, 4-yard run there by Jonathan Taylor. So we're going to actually go 5 wide. I don't really like the idea of having so many people going deep. Is T.Y. Hilton going to be wide open for the first down? Is T.Y. Hilton someone who is actually on contract year this year? I'll probably wait for his regression to hit so he doesn't want as much money. It just seems like the smarter option, I would say. Because that's a horrible throw right there by me. Not entirely sure what I was thinking. A good defensive play by them, but more of just an idiotic read by me. But that's another interception to Jacob Eason's stat line. As Lamar just going to get absolutely blown up. But, I mean, Lamar's just been tearing us up. It's looking like possibly our second straight loss, which isn't what you want to be seeing at all. Hopefully we can get a good stop here. As Kahari Willis just dives away from Mark Andrews, as that will be a touchdown that could most likely end up being what seals the game. Maybe not. Maybe we can get lucky here. But, I mean, hopefully we can. But at this point, we need 2 touchdowns, which isn't good. 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes, it's doable. We have to rely very heavily on our offense here, which hasn't exactly been great. I mean, we have 23 points, but, you know, also 3 turnovers. So, and surprisingly, only one of the turnovers was my fault. Is T.Y. Hilton going to be wide open here? He's able to break a tackle up to close to midfield, as that will be the 2-minute warning here. Jacob Eason he's not looking like the guy. He kind of just, I have to sit in the pocket with him, which isn't how I want to play at all. As we're going to have to do some crafty stuff here to abuse this cover 3. Not this cover 3, this man up 3 deep. As Kylan Granson going to get open almost anyway. That's a great defensive play right there. I can't really get mad at that because, I mean, that's just great defense. You're actually going to send Strawn deep here. We've got T.Y. wide open again. T.Y. has really been the X factor in this game. T.Y. Hilton, what a play there. We got to get back up to the line and keep going. Is Mike Strawn going to be able to not make the catch? Incomplete. Not what you want to be seeing from a big guy like Strawn. But again, like I said earlier, he's not developed yet. He doesn't have the stats yet that will, you know, allow him to make those catches. As Mike Strawn still gets open though, as we're going to have to get back up to the line here. We're actually going to go with an RPO. And no, I guess we're not. It didn't call the right play. Jonathan Taylor almost gets in. Clock's still running. Now we'll go with the RPO here. Is Kylan Granson going to be wide open for the touchdown? Now going for 2 would do nothing here. Kylan Granson with his, I believe, first touchdown on the year. It's now 30-35. Of course, we've got an onside kick this. Eason looked a lot better on that drive. We just got to try to nail this at somebody. As that will probably end the game, but who knows. So Ravens are going to snap the ball here as they're going to run with Lamar Jackson, who's going to get absolutely thrown, but that's a first down, and that's the game. Nothing we could do there. A great play call by the Ravens. I wasn't expecting it. We could have forced them to run more plays, but it really wouldn't have done anything. Ended the game right there. Great job by the Ravens to hold us to 35, to hold us to 30, which really isn't holding us. It was more just kind of unlucky by us, or for us, that we scored 30. And well, the defense didn't do too bad in the second half, I won't lie. There were a couple of miscommunications in there, but really, that game wasn't all that bad. We have 26 staff points. Let's see what I can do with that. I should go to player personnel. With contracts, home discount, or hometown discount. What about trades? Mentors wanted 5%. Okay, that could actually be pretty good if used correctly. Coming up on the trade deadline, we could probably use a good quarterback, to tell you the truth. Just like somebody who can, prospect spotlights. This is going to be, I guess the Jags are only 4-0 now. But this is going to be for draft, or for the draft. We'll see who Chris Ballard, this is not Chris Ballard, but we'll just pretend it's Chris Ballard. Free safety, Terrence Johnston. He's been a prospect standing out. Well, we'll see if that's true. So we'll go ahead and use a free safety right here. As no. All right, see now this is inaccurate. This is not Chris Ballard's draft skills. Okay. Not his draft skills at all. I like to sneeze. Sorry about this. Up against Deshaun Watson. Man. So we've got DeForest Buckner and Bobby Okereke returning from injury. Those are both huge additions. Now I'm thinking, while I'm thinking about it, I think I might move Reuben Foster out to play on the edge. I also need to not manage staff. Either way, I need to change his number from 35. So that's what I'll do, is I'll move him out to right outside linebacker. See what numbers are available. So right outside linebacker. And we'll give him number 52. How about that? 52 seems fine. As we're going to check the trade block once again, see if maybe there's some veteran QBs out there. We definitely need to bring in somebody more usable. I mean, Marcus Mariota could be okay, but that's just not who I'm looking to bring in. I mean, he'll have like some of the accuracies, but I mean, he's got the speed, but he's just not who I'm looking to bring in. Gardner Minshew, it would be okay if he wasn't out of, or in division, I should say. Are there any other QBs that maybe would make sense? They don't have to be high overall players, just players that would make, like a player that would make sense to bring in. Most likely it would be someone that's more accurate. So it looks like they're starting Justin Fields. Someone like an Andy Dalton could make sense, and Nick Foles. Just someone with accuracy. Maybe look at Mitch Trubisky, but I'm not sure how good he'll be. Yeah, he's got the athleticism that we need. He's not got the crazy accuracy, but he's got the athleticism. So he could be somebody who I might look to put an offer on. Drew Lock could be good. I don't think he's probably not the starter. Case Keenum, we're not even going to consider that. I'm not really seen anyone else. We could try to bring back Brissett, but it's just not a move that would really probably be made. Joe Flacco. I mean, Kyle Allen, probably not. See, I think the most logical move here would be to go with someone more agile. But we actually already, I mean, we could try Sam Ehlinger. We could try Ehlinger for a game, actually. We could. That would probably be the better move. We could try Ehlinger, see what he's doing. Instead of, wasting draft capital on trying to trade for someone, let's just move Ehlinger up into the starting job. He didn't do great in preseason, but, it is what it is. He's got slightly more athleticism than Eason. He's got 83 speed. He's got the short accuracy. His throw power is not quite there. But he does have the ability to play okay. We're going to move Granson up to tight end 1, although... yeah, we'll leave him there. Let's see, hold on. It seems like our wide receiver position's updated, which wasn't the plan. I'm actually going to move Pittman Jr. up to 2, which he might have already been there before. Move Strawn up to, right there. Or actually, know what I'll do is I'll move Pittman to the slot, and I want to try Strawn on the outside for a game. See how that goes, and we'll move Pittman down to 5th on the depth chart. So we'll try a new offense for the next episode, or for the next game, next episode. I'm going to have to edit this episode together, but that won't be too big of an issue. We'll go ahead and scout. Once again, I already looked at most of the late round QBs, didn't I? Maybe we can continue through some of them, I guess. Yeah, none of them are really people that I would look to bring in. We don't need kickers or punters. I'd like to look at this guy, maybe. Okay, the safety class, not looking too strong. This guy looks pretty good. Are there any physical corners out there? Like man-to-man, physical, like a higher weight, someone that could throw you around. Fourth round talent could be pretty decent. Not great, but pretty decent. Look at some linebackers, maybe this guy. Okay, Harvey Nicholas looks like a pretty good third round candidate. Go ahead and put him on the draft board. We'll do our weekly strategy, of course, which is going to be contain the QB. We're going to contain the QB scramble. And we're going to go full pads again. You can go half pads off of a loss or off of a win. You can go full pads off of a loss. We're actually gonna go with throw it short. Okay, now have Richard Sherman. Interesting. Let's go ahead and start the training. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. Please no injuries. Nothing on the offense, and not seeing anything on the defense quite yet. Quad strain for one of the Sean Davises. Not what you want to see. Should be out for just one game. Look at our upgrades. We got Will Fries. Well, we'll upgrade his power. It might be Will Fry. I highly doubt it's Fries, but if it's Fries, I'm sorry. Let's look at our players ready to negotiate. We'll see who's here. We've got Glowinski. I mean, like a 1-year deal would be good for TJ Carey, maybe at the end of the year. I don't want to make a bunch of signings during the year. because we already re-signed Nyheim Hines to I think it was a 3-year deal. Glowinski makes sense to bring back, though. Glowinski makes a lot of sense. He's not wanting that deal. Xavier Rhodes will have to prove himself. Eric Fisher will have to prove himself when he gets back. Yeah, I mean, not seeing too many people that have to be re-signed. We like to bring back a lot of them, but we're not going to, be like, oh, we have money, let's spend it. We're going to try to play this as realistic to the Colts as possible, where we have the money, we'll spend it if there's a prospect we really, really need, but we're not going to go, crazy with the money. But that'll be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to get to recording the next episode right after this, so I'll see you then.